The ceiling above me was white, too white, clinical, still, except for the beeping. Beep, beep, beep. A machine kept count of time I didn't recall losing. The burns itched. A nurse called me lucky. I almost laughed. Then she walked in, eyes swollen, lips trembling. My wife. She held my hand like it still meant something. Whispered. She didn't make it. Our daughter. You're the only one who survived. Her voice cracked. The sob lodged in her throat. But as she turned to go, her fingers slipped from mine too easily, like she'd practiced it. She didn't look back. Not once. The door shut behind her. I stared at it for what felt like hours. Time was no longer fixed. Our daughter was gone. Gone. But deep inside, something resisted. Not a shout, just a whisper. Off key. A strange tension in her tone. Not sorrow. Not ruin. Relief. That's the word that hid behind her tears. Relief. I shut my eyes. I still saw the smoke. The flicker of fire dancing across the nursery wall. The screams drowned in snapping timber. But I didn't remember hearing her cry. Didn't remember trying to reach her. And if I'd made it out, why didn't I feel the weight of it? Why did my wife cry like someone terrified of being questioned? I said nothing. That was important. The next morning, I asked for my phone. The password no longer worked. She claimed it was damaged. I smiled. She handed me hers. Told me to rest. When she left, I used a visitor computer down the hall. Looked up the fire report. The room where our daughter slept. Untouched. The blaze had started in the garage. Gasoline. Deliberate. Set. My hand stayed steady. I read it like I'd memorized a script. She'd told him I collapsed trying to carry our daughter to safety. But the firefighters found no one else inside. No child. No body. No trace of death. Only me, covered in soot. I asked for a detective, pretending I needed details for insurance. He arrived with quiet footsteps. Waited until she left to get coffee. Then leaned in. Sir, there's something you need to know. His voice was careful. Steady. We believe your daughter is alive. He laid it out like a secret. A neighbor's doorbell cam had caught my wife leaving the house minutes before the flames. She carried a child, wrapped in a blanket unconscious or asleep, put her in the car, drove off, came back alone. 15 minutes later, the house burned. The investigation was discreet. Did I know anyone who might want to hurt me? No, but I knew someone who needed my silence. I had revised my will 3 months earlier. She didn't know. Everything was meant for our daughter. If the child died, it defaulted back to the spouse, to the one who wept and deceived. That night, she brought me soup, sat by my side, spoke of moving forward. I studied her face, noticed how effortlessly she smiled, believing she'd won. I nodded, thanked her, lifted the spoon. Inside, I imagined the moment she would fall. 2 days later, I asked her to call my lawyer, said I wanted to update the will again. She lit up, called it smart. While she made calls outside, the detective returned, flash drive in hand. Footage, timestamps, the child, the blanket, her car, her hands. I watched it 3 times. Then again, that afternoon, I printed the stills, slipped them into a white envelope. I didn't hand it to her. I left it on her pillow. When she came in, I was already up, dressed, packed. Her expression contorted when she saw it. She reached for me, voice shaking. What is this? I said nothing. She opened it, saw the truth, her own face, her betrayal, and my silence. She crumpled to the floor. I didn't console her, didn't explode. I stepped over her like the wreckage she'd become. She cried the way people do when illusions snap, a raw animal noise. I didn't blink. I walked out into the morning light, cold, honest. The detective waited by the curb. He asked, "Are you all right?" "Not yet," I said, "but I will be." I burned in that fire,